We haven't won a game yet. It has been 7 games now. We've come close and the boys are still getting better. And I feel like they're still having fun. A lot of the parents' feedback is that they are having a great time and they're not concerned even though they're losing. So for those of you who might not know, in the under 8s category, they don't have the scoreboard up and going. They have the clock running down, but they don't keep score on the scoreboard. But they do keep the stats, so if kids do score, there is a record of the game and what the score is at the end and who scores and who fouls. So a lot of the kids do know this and they go up and check the scoreboard either half-time, full-time, during the game. They're curious and they keep on asking me, are we winning? Are we winning? And I honestly have no idea. I'm not concerned with that. There is 10 kids on my squad and I'm just trying to find a balance of how much court time everyone's getting and what's going on in the game. And on the weekend again, there was some very encouraging signs. A lot of the kids trying things that they didn't seem like they were gonna ever try in the first couple of weeks, taking the ball and dribbling themselves and taking it upon themselves to influence the game somehow. I'll take my 2 boys for example. One, he scored his 2nd basket now. He's so confident to try and have a dribble, have a shot now. It's amazing to see a kid who was too scared to come on, too scared to play, just coming on and really having a go. It's so fulfilling to see that. And my youngest son, who still hasn't scored yet, isn't getting as many shots, but he is right up there with defensive pressure. He's probably the number 1 on the team in defensive pressure. He's really going up and getting in the faces of the opposition, not committing any fouls. He's literally listening to every instruction where I'm just saying hands up, hands in front of them, and he's putting his hands up. He's going right up in the attackers' faces and following kids around too. It's not like he's just standing still. He's going left and right and following them around and shadowing them. It's amazing. It's not even something we've really worked on at all too much in training, but he is just really taking it in and listening to whatever instruction I'm giving from the sideline. And it's really cool to see. And there's a few other kids too who seem pretty shy. They're trying to get involved, and it's really, really good to see. You can see the smile on their faces because even if it doesn't work out, they look over and I'm giving them a thumbs up, I'm clapping at them, and they're sort of unsure, like when they look at me, if they've done something wrong. And it's just sort of like trying to reinforce that even if something doesn't come of whatever they try, it's good to just try and make those mistakes. And I don't know, as much as you can say it to a kid, it might not really sink in until it's in action. You know, you can say in training and in games, it doesn't matter if you make a mistake, just go out there and try your best. And then maybe they get yelled at from the sidelines from their parents or the coach and something, and that instruction goes out the window. So it's good to put in practice while they're playing just the encouragement that it's okay, whatever they're doing is great. So one thing I tried at training yesterday, at the start of training, they all came and sat down, and I just kind of wanted to ask them and make sure with them, and I gave them 2 options. I said, guys, I'm really confused. I need you guys to help me out, figure it out. And they're all listening because I was trying to say, there's a problem and you can help me. And I basically asked them, are they there to just muck around and have fun and do whatever they want? Or do you want to have fun and win a couple of games? Because they might not be the same thing. And most of them were like, I want to win. Because I think they're really, they want to know what it's like. A few of them have like scored their first baskets now, and their celebrations have been like intense. They're screaming like in celebration at each other and for themselves. It's so cool to see. So a few of them have got that taste now where they want to get that win. And so I put in the coaching report after the game that I would teach them a few tricks if they wanted to win some games, and a few secret moves, I said. And a few of them come up to me at the start of training and like, what are the secret moves? Like, so I'm like, I'm glad you guys are reading the report. That's cool. So the 2 things that I wanted to teach them, in the game on the last couple of weekends, we are struggling big time when it comes to passing the ball in from either a sideline or from the baseline after a basket, whatever, and we're repeatedly turning the ball over, passing it straight to the opposition. We're not sure where to go, and it's been hard to get the instruction across as to run around, pass to the person who's free, blah, blah, blah. So the one thing I wanted to work on this training session was just like a basic drill of when somebody's got the ball on the sideline, passing it in, and they yell go, that they would scatter. So I had them line up 1, 2, 3, 4, and I said number 1 and 3 go to the like this way to the left, 2 and 4 go to the right. A few reps of that with different kids. Then we did a few reps of that with the ball going in, and then we did a few reps of that with defenders trying to catch the ball and intercept. And for the most part, they picked it up. I had a feeling beforehand maybe they would get confused or lost, but a lot of them were really interested in listening the whole time. A few got distracted and weren't listening, weren't paying attention. Even when it was their turn to like be the one to pass in, they would run off, go somewhere else. A few of them are still on the younger side, so that's their concentration. There's not much you can do about that. But I had to try and bring them in. So I would, instead of doing the running like we discussed, I did from one of the suggestions from one of the friends in the comments and in DMs to do some push-ups instead. And the last week I tried to do that with push-ups. I was like, everyone get down and do 5 push-ups, and they would do it 1, 2, 3, 4, and they'd get up. So this time I made sure to do it on my count. So I said, you're going to do push-ups, you're going to do them on my count. I'm going to say 1, you do 1. And so a few of them did their 5 and got back up. I'm like, no, we're only on 1. And so they had to get down and do more. So after that, a few of them were like, all right, that was hard. I want to listen. Like, I'm like, you guys ready to listen? Yes, please. So there was that basic pass-in drill. And then afterwards, in the like sort of 5 minutes at the end of training, we did a practice match. Every time the ball went out or there was a pass-in that we had to do, I tried to get them to line up, and I'm like, what have we been practicing this training? Go do the line. And they would do it, and sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't. But at least there was a bit of an idea of what to do and kind of getting everyone on the same page. That's the idea. I mean, it's not a drill that it's a set play that they have to do. It's more just to get them in the mindset of, all right, I'm going to start here, and we can move somewhere else at the same time, sort of like being on the same page. The other thing that I wanted to teach them, which is probably something that's going to have to be reinforced every week for a long time, because they did pick it up pretty quickly, but it's one of those things, it's a fundamental that they're going to have to keep learning, is the triple threat position. So I tried to give them an example and show them the positioning that you need to hold the ball in, like catch the ball and you go like this to protect it. And I would do that with one of them as well, and showed everyone sitting down, showed them why we're doing this. And I said it was like a secret trick that you're going to have to learn, and something you're going to do from until you're 30 years old. And I'm like, whoa. Just to sort of highlight that as a pretty important thing. And I'm like, why don't we hold the ball, like when we catch it, why don't we just hold it here? And they're like, because they'll steal it. I'm like, yes, that's good. So this is what you do instead. And then we got into a row across the baseline, and there's a wall there that they can throw the ball up against, and I got them to throw the ball up against the wall, catch it, and get in that position. And I went up and down the line. I said, I want to see who can do it and who doesn't know how to do it. And for the most part, a lot of them were really good. They would catch the ball and then just like put it to the side, and I'm like, that's perfect. That's all we need to do for now. In terms of pivoting and not traveling, there's a lot of leeway with the refs, because the kids either can't handle the ball yet, they can't dribble with one hand, they need two, they need to stop, they need to travel a few times to stop their momentum. All that's that'll come in the next year or two. So they can get away with a lot. There's not much need to learn how to pivot just yet. We sort of got to get the other fundamentals down. So this is more just when they catch the ball, sometimes they can get in these positions. And so I took turns with each of them after they caught the ball off the wall, that I would come defend them. And, they were really interested in doing that, so I couldn't get the ball off them. And they were actually looked like they were having a lot of fun doing that drill, which was good to see, because I thought it might not be one that they would really pay attention to, but to be fair, they picked it all up. And aside from one or two that didn't have the concentration for it. A lot of them, they did really well. So for the next few weeks, it's going to be more of the same. We're just going to keep working on basic fundamentals. The triple threat position was one that I wanted to start because I saw somewhere in it's sort of like a minimum requirement for like under 8s going into under 10s, that they should be able to do, you know, passing, dribbling, catching the ball, and at least know what the triple threat position is. So this is something I want to start doing. I thought we had until the end of term. We actually have 2 terms together, so I'll be coaching till the end of the year with these kids. And like I said, with 10, it's a bit hard. It's interesting to find a balance between subs and giving everyone, you know, shared court time. But we're getting there. We're getting into a pattern, and a lot of the parents, wifey, who's a team manager, asked them during training, you know, any concerns, anything that you think we need to work on, or anything like that. And a lot of them were just saying, I don't know how you guys are doing with 10, but you guys are doing a good job. No concerns. So if the parents are happy, I'm happy. Kids seem happy, I'm happy too. So we're going to keep going. Again, if you've made it this far in the video and you want to drop some advice, feel free. Thank you for being here. Thank you for checking it out. And I will see you guys next week.